Hi, my name is Aya. You're watching Aya Reads, and it's my favorite time of the month again. I get to do my TBR. So of course, this month I'm gonna do my June TBR. Since it's still early in the month, I still have a couple days left. As I'm filming this, it's May 19th, so technically I still have over a week left, but I already looked at my reading plans. I don't really, I know for sure I will not be able to finish my TBR. So because of that, I'm gonna add an extra roll since, I didn't finish my TBR. So I still have 2 coins left, but those aren't enough to save me. So I'm gonna keep them and maybe we'll use them next month. If you wanna know the full rules, I'll have my TBR playlist linked for you. The first video will explain all the rules. I don't really wanna get into it in this video. So as always, I'm gonna roll the die. And whichever number I want to pick, that is going to determine the amount of cards need to be on my timeline. Since I used the regular Hitster last month, I'm going to use the Guilty Pleasures one this month. As always, there are cards from both games in both boxes, so it's not going to be all Guilty Pleasures hits this game. So this is my stack of cards. Okay, let's do the die first. Okay, that is easy, 5. So can you see that? I think you can. Yeah. So 5, and I'm gonna add another 1. So the timeline will be 6 books, or the timeline will be 6 cards. So the first one starts off the game. I don't have to guess the song yet because, like I said, this one will just start the game. But I do have to pick a book for this card. So the first one is You Can Call Me Al by Paul Simon, which is a fun song, in my opinion. Okay, so we started with a pretty difficult one. It took me a while before I could find a book for it, but I went for the lyrics. If you would be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost pal. And I went with The Hunter by Kerrigan Byrne, mainly for the bodyguard trope. So this is the second book in the Victorian Rebel series, the first book being The Highwayman, which was one of my favorite books of last year. This is the sequel, following a different couple. And basically, this is about an actress and an assassin. And the assassin wants to kill her, or is hired to kill her, but when he is gonna do the deed, he ends up kissing her instead, and he ends up kind of being her bodyguard, protecting her and her child from the people who had hired him to kill her. So I felt like it fit. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I think it fits well enough. So let's get started with the first song. Or technically the second song. It needs to get updated. So let me do that first and then we'll actually get started. Okay, I don't know this song. I think I know the artist, but I'm not sure. I think either Phil Collins or Sting, I think. Maybe it's the same thing. Anyway, I think it's after 1986. I think. Let's see. Yes. It was not Phil Collins at all. Okay, 1991, No Son of Mine by Genesis. For No Son of Mine, I actually looked it up. I was right about Phil Collins because apparently Phil Collins used to be in Genesis. I had no idea. But, okay, so basically, Genius tells me that this is a song about someone either being abused or witnessing abuse. So I went with the lyrics. Peace of mind was hard to find, and I needed a place where I could hide. Somewhere I could call mine. I didn't think much about it till it started happening all the time. Soon I was living with the fear every day of what might happen at night. As much as I didn't want to read this book right now, I felt like there was only really one book I could choose, which was Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. This is the 3rd book in the Boys of Tommen series, the first book being Binding 13. And this starts the second duology following Joey and Aoife's story. And Joey, I already love him. He already broke my heart. The Lynch siblings have a very, very hard life with definitely an abusive father who abuses everybody in the family. And this also deals with substance abuse. Joey starts becoming an addict and Aoife helps him through all of that. This takes place, I believe, partly before the events of Binding 13, but also during the events of Binding 13. I know this will break my heart. I know I will cry, but I felt like this was really the only book I could pick for this song. So let's continue. Okay, this song is I'm Too Sexy, or Too Sexy by Fred something. Fred, Cool Fred, I don't know. But, oh my god, when is this song? I think it's also early 90s. I think here, but it could also be here. I'm Too Sexy by... Anyway. Okay, so also 1991, yes, by Right Said Fred. I would not have guessed that, but I got it correct, so that is good for me. I'm glad it was in 1990. For I'm Too Sexy, I went with I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk. So this took me a long time to find a book because I wanted a book about a model, preferably a male model, and those were really hard to find, especially since I would actually prefer a book that is either already on my TBR or a book that at least is in a series I'm already reading. So I went with The Hot Shot by Kristen Callahan. This is the fourth book in the Game On series. The first book being The Hookup. This one technically isn't a model, but she's a photographer and he's a baseball player. No, he's a football player, American football. And they meet when he is doing a photo shoot for a charity calendar. So technically in this setting, he's the model, she's the photographer, and they end up becoming a couple. And this actually is gonna be a roommates to lovers trope, which is one of my favorite tropes. So very excited about this one. Let's continue. Oh my god, I'm debating. It's either here or here. I don't know this song. Let me actually move these. Yeah, okay. It's either before 1991 or after. I think before 1991, right? I know this seems like, I don't know. It could also be after. It could be like 1992 or something. Let's do after. Oh my god, I'm gonna be so upset if I'm wrong. Oh no! See, I recognize the voice. 1986. Cry. It should have been here. Like, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even in the 90s. Okay, that is sad for me. I want, like... all of these are like a little bit older songs. Walk This Way by Run DMC. I really, like, the lyrics couldn't really give me anything. Maybe honestly, I didn't understand the song. So I went with the red on the cover. So I went with Caught Up by Nevessa Allen. This is the second book in her very popular series. The first book being Lights Out, which I have not read yet, but I will be reading before getting to Caught Up. And this is about Nico and Lauren, and she's sweetness and laughter, and he exists in a world of violence and depravity, which is why he pushed her away back in high school and has kept his distance ever since. But when he looks her up online, he discovers the shy, bookish girl he remembers is gone, and now her social media is filled with scantily clad pictures of herself, and he becomes obsessed with her. So this is definitely a stalker romance, as was the first, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna be reading both of them this month, and I'm very excited about it. Okay, so this is I'm Your Venus. Once again, I'm debating. This could be either before 1986 or after. Let's do after. Oh my god! I am gonna have so many books on my TBR. Ugh, cry. I'm like, these are all older songs. I'm debating whether or not I should shuffle a little bit. Like, shuffle the cards. I'm not gonna do that. For Venus by Shocking Blue, really the only thing I could think of was a book about blue aliens. So I went with the second book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series, which is Barbarian Alien. I read the first one last year, and I still need to continue. And the reason I connect the two is because the band is called Shocking Blue, and these aliens are definitely shockingly blue. So This is about, this doesn't tell me anything. This is about Liz and Rahosh. So Ice Planet Barbarians about these group of human women who have been kidnapped by these evil aliens, and then they're left stranded on this ice planet where a nice group of aliens stumbles upon them who are all blue. And basically it's about each of them finding their mate, because in order to survive in this harsh environment, they have to get implanted with this kui. And when you have that inside you, it will also, aside from the benefits of surviving on this planet, it will also tell you who you best pair up with. So this is about Liz. I don't really remember her, but I'm sure it's gonna be a fun time. Okay, I do recognize the song. It is for sure well after 1991, but I don't remember what this song is called. Okay, Mi Gente. Okay, 2017. I thought it was a little bit later than that, but hey ho, finally one I got correct. Mi Gente, it was just about dancing. The lyrics weren't that deep, which is fine, but there weren't really any books about dancers or dancing on my radar. So I went for the year, which this song came out in 2017. So I went with a book that came out in 2017, and I went for Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. This book is the complete opposite of this song, but that's okay. This is about a boy whose older brother has been shot, and he wants to get revenge. And this book basically takes place on this one elevator ride. Things that happen on this elevator that makes him either want to go through with his revenge or not. This is sold in verse, so I'm sure I'll fly through it. This has been on my bookshelves for such a long time, and I don't know why I still haven't gotten around to it, but I'm sure this will only take me a couple hours to read. I also actually have the graphic novels, so I could also read that. We'll see. Let's continue. Okay, this is Uptown Girl by Billy Joel, I'm pretty sure. But I'm back in the 90s or 80s or something. Okay, I think it's here. I think it's supposed to be here. You know, I was debating because Westlife also had a cover of this. It could be that, but I don't think so because I only heard one voice and it sounded a little bit older. So I think it's Uptown Girl by Billy Joel, and I think it is end of the 80s. Fuck me! Okay. I do have the song and artist correct. I'm gonna cry soon. For Uptown Girl by Billy Joel, I went for these lyrics. Uptown Girl, she's been living in her uptown world. I bet she never had a backstreet guy. I bet her mama never told her why. I'm gonna try for an uptown girl. She's been living in her white bread world as long as anyone with hot blood can. And now she's looking for a downtown man. So I really wanted to go for a historical romance for this one, like a gently bred lady and like a lower class guy. Most of the more famous ones I've already read. Think along the lines of, again, The Magic is a perfect one for that. So I thought, you know, Lisa Kleypas has a couple of those. So I went for Dreaming of You. So this is a prim, well-bred gentlewoman who's a writer, and Derek Craven, handsome, tough, and tenacious. He rose from poverty to become the wealthy lord of London's most exclusive gambling house. And this is a very, very popular, beloved book. I haven't read the first one yet, but I'm assuming you could read the second book without having read the first book. So it says here that she's a well-bred gentlewoman, so that makes me think she's an uptown girl, whereas he's a backstreet boy. Doesn't matter how much money he has now, since he's not gentle bred, basically. So I thought it fit. Okay, let's continue. I am not good at this game. So I have this wedding and we played this game, but the Dutch version, like it was the 100% Dutch version. So only Dutch artists. And anytime we got it wrong was because I thought it was gonna be like, I was wrong about the time period. So let's continue. The TBR is looking very long. We might actually get to 10 books. Let's continue. Okay, so this took forever for somebody to finally start singing, but I think it is before 1986. But my luck today, it could be in the 90s, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Yes! I have no idea. I've never heard of this song. For Supernature by Cerrone, this was very difficult for me, but I went with the lyrics of, they were angry with the man because he changed their way of life, and they take their sweet revenge. As they trample through the night for 100 miles or more, you can hear the people cry, but there's nothing you can do. Even God is on their side. Basically, this song is about what humans did to animals and like basically their revenge. I really couldn't think of any book that was already on my radar for it, but this one came closest. Talon by Julie Kagwa. This one I'm reading for a big vlog project I'm gonna do. But this one, basically why I thought it fit is because of, so basically there's two different groups here. The first one is the Dragons of Talon. Once hunted nearly to extinction, they are now poised to take over the world. That line made me connected to this song. Basically, I'm assuming humans hunted them down nearly to extinction and now they're back for revenge. So that I felt like that fit. So you follow Amber Hill, who is gonna take her rightful place in the Talon organization, and St. George soldier Garrett Xavier Sebastian tasked with hunting her down. So an enemies to lovers romance. I've only read one Julie Kagwa, but I did enjoy it. And yeah, this one is already on my TBR for June, so I think I will for sure get around to this one. Hopefully the last one, we'll see. Please be an easy one. Okay. I think it is either before 1977 or in between there. Let's just do before. Yes, Irma Franklin, Piece of My Heart. Okay, that seems like a good one for a TBR. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on my timeline, but 9 actual books to choose. So cry for me, okay? For Piece of My Heart, I'm gonna be using one of these coins because I really could not think of any book that I wanted to pick that was already on my TBR, and I just didn't want to bog this TBR down with books that I know already that I'm not gonna get into. So this one I'm gonna use for this book, and that leaves me with 2 coins left. I meant to say that leaves me with 2 coins. So this was my TBR. As far as new releases are concerned, there aren't as many that come out in June. The only one I'm really excited about, I already mentioned, which was Caught Up. So yeah, hopefully I can get around to all of these. I am very excited about most of them. I have a bunch that will continue on with some series that I've already started, and a couple that were on my TBR for a while that I really want to get to. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this TBR. Definitely let me know in the comments below. Even though this TBR game was not very nice to me, I am glad about the books that are on it. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts were. I think there is a pretty high probability you've read at least once, considering most of the books on this TBR are a little bit older. So leave all your thoughts down below, and I would really love to know which book is on your June TBR that you're very much excited about. If you're down there, leave me some sort of model emoji for I'm too sexy. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know by leaving a like if you did. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.